Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. For today's tutorial, we are working on this reflective harness that we could see here. I made it completely out of dollar store stuff and just some reflective vinyl that I had. And even though it's kind of just being held with some hot glue, it's held up very nicely. And this is actually his second time wearing it. It already made it through one festival, so now we're at EDC, and we can see here it held up very nicely and definitely stood out from the crowd. This in total cost, I would say, maybe around $40, which is super cheap compared to the ones that we were finding online. So here we have the original posting, and you can see here they're over $200, which is a little bit too much for me since I'm already spending so much in the festival. And so if you guys are ready to save some money, please keep watching and let's get started. And I try to draw it out a little bit. I'm not the best artist, but there will be 3 buckles. And then 4 rings, 2 in the front and then 2 in the back. And then I did measure out each buckle, which is 3.5 inches, and each ring, which is 2.5 inches. And I kind of like made some measurements of my boyfriend's chest to kind of see what would fit. And this is what I have. These are just estimates, and it is going to be adjustable, so hopefully it does fit him. I got the buckles from Amazon, and these are 2 inches. They will be linked in the description below. These rings are also from Amazon. And I wanted to make sure that it was very sturdy, so I went with this leather. I got it at the dollar store a while back, and this is what it looked like. And the last part, this is reflective vinyl, and I have used it in my videos before when I did my Billie Eilish sweater. I think this is perfect since we are going to use this for a festival. This is what I wanted my fabric to be. I'm basically going to be ironing this HTV onto this leather to create kind of like the strips of my harness. And since I'm not doing any cutting or anything, I basically just have to iron this straight onto my leather. Just flat like this. And so my heat press has been heating up and it's currently at 320 degrees, and I'll be pressing it for 12 seconds. Okay, and here I have been pressing this, and now it's cool to the touch, so I'm just going to be peeling back the clear paper. Okay, and I'm just going to trim off these little extra pieces, but I think it came off pretty well. Here I kind of made like a prototype with just some old fabric that I had, and this is how I'm going to cut off my pieces. And so I think the easiest thing to do is just basically cut my fabric into strips of 2 inches and then just cut to the sizes that I need. So this is how everything is set up. So I'm just going to leave the shoulder straps this length for now, just because I want to have extra length just in case it wasn't long enough. So these are fine. The side here I am going to cut along with these right here. The back also I will cut here, and then the front panels I will cut in half as well. And now it's just about kind of putting it together. I did kind of write like what each piece is on there just to help me out. But I'm just going to let you guys watch now. I didn't want to use these because I didn't want to poke holes through my stuff, but I'm just going to go measure it on my boyfriend real quick, make sure it fits, and then I'll glue everything together. This is basically done now. I glued everything together, but I feel like these pieces right here are going to be flopping everywhere. So I want to make like a little clip for it. And I did have extra fabric, so I think it's just going to be like going around like this. Like a clip, right? Something like this, but a lot smaller. And then I'll just repeat this to the other side. But now my boyfriend decided that he wants it to have a holster for his fan. I did have some extra faux fabric left. This is a new pack from Dollar Store. This one is in white though, so since I'm putting the HTV over it, it doesn't really matter what color it is, so I'm just gonna be using white now. These are the little clips I'm going to be using for the fan. I cut them off a little old fanny pack that I had, but they're just about 1 inch. I do need to create like the holder for this, so I will cut 1 inch little strip just to have like the actual piece. And now that I have my 2 pieces, I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the harness, and I'm just going to be putting some HTV over it, ironing it, and then creating my fabric. So here I have ironed this down onto my leather, and this is what it looks like. It did move a little bit when I pressed down, so just be careful with that. But that's okay since this has to overlap and I'm going to add glue anyways. I'm just going to try to like cover it, so then it probably won't even show, hopefully. Okay, so the piece that didn't get covered is right here, but like I said, once we fold this over and we have to glue this together, you won't be able to see anything, so this is how it's going to go. And so I'm just going to take a scrap piece and basically just kind of measure it out to right here. And first I'm going to go it this way. And so then these corners, we can either leave them like this or just glue them down like that. And to finish off, just so this doesn't look all ugly like this, I'm just going to put another piece on the bottom and be done. And so it's not perfect, but it comes pretty close, right? And none of that is going to show because it's on the bottom, right? For the little clip thingy, my boyfriend wants like an angle, and I agree. I'm just kind of nervous, how much of an angle, but I think this should be okay. So we're literally just going to cut through there. And so I'm just going to take an X-Acto knife and just, cut the slits. Once it fits through, all we have to do is just add these little clips here at the end. And so I'm just going to glue the insides here and then probably be done. Just make sure that this fits like around the thickness of your harness. And you can leave the harness like this if you want. It's good to go. But since I do have a lot of fabric left, I decided I wanted to make these a little bit thicker, just so they're not so flimsy since it is from the dollar store. So I decided that right here, all this stuff, I'm going to cover it with the white leather. I wish I had black, but since it's going to be in the inside, it's not even going to show, so it doesn't really matter. And so I cut off pieces, and I did kind of like leave out like a tiny bit on the outsides just so it really doesn't show. And so I'm just going to be using hot glue and gluing all the way around, just those like raw sides. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also head over to my Instagram and my TikTok for a lot more pictures and videos of my work. And thank you so much for watching.